see. And fingers crossed. Looks like it's starting. Okay, are we actually on? And can everybody hear me? Let's see. So I see one hi from Duval. I know there's people in the chat room. And based on all the highs, I'm guessing that we are online. So somebody give me a thumbs up or something if you can hear me okay. Okay, I'm seeing lots of hellos. Keep in mind, I do have it on a slight timer. So you're only going to be able to comment every 45 seconds to a minute, just because that way I don't get overwhelmed with comments. So going to be trying to keep up with you. My kids are away at college, so I do not have moderators to help me this time. So we will do my best. I had a couple quick questions that people had actually posted right before we started. One of them was asking, how on earth do I remember everything? And the truth is, I don't have any clue how much I've forgotten. Some of it because I tell the stories a lot. Sometimes my family reminds me, sometimes other friends. But there is a lot that I have forgotten. A good example was the resorts video that I just posted this last week, where I forgot and I called the Wilderness Lodge Fort Wilderness. And I should know better than that. So I do miss some things occasionally. Just had somebody ask about how long this will be. Typically, my live stream chats go about an hour or so. So expect that. And hopefully I can keep up with everybody here. But there are a lot of things that I have forgotten over the years. Part of it's age. Part of it is just because there's so much that happened. Here's a funny story for you. I will have people that will come up to me and they will recognize me either from Disney, believe it or not, or from Silver Dollar City. And they'll tell me, hey, don't you remember me? And I'm thinking, okay, at Disney, I would see several million people a year. At Silver Dollar City, I would see 1 million people a year. I figured out at one point at Disney, I would take pictures of 400 to 500,000 people every year. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to remember you. So, it happens. So if you ever walk up to me and go, hey, how are you doing? And I'm just looking confused, that's why. I'll get over it, don't worry. Let's see. Opinion on Pandora at Disney. I have not seen it yet. I've heard good things. I try really hard not to give opinions on stuff I have not seen or done, just because I don't think that's fair to it. So, any luck getting a Figment Pop from Iron Chef Cheesesteak? I have not had one show up in the mail yet, but they just went on sale this last week. I had a couple people say they might pick one up for me, but I have not heard back, and so I don't know. Not a clue yet. Let's see. British Productions. My grandma reminds me of stories I totally forgot. Yes, parents are really good at that. I do it to my kids too. Let's see. Have I checked out Defunctland? Yes, I am very familiar with the website. I do enjoy it. It's kind of scary how many of those things I remember. Drew Palmquist wants to know, what kind of church do I lead? I pastor a small church in a small town of about 1,400. It's an Assembly of God church. We right now have about 15, sometimes 20 people on a Sunday morning. But we're excited about the future that's coming up there. Let's see. Go through. My favorite fur character to work with. Marianne, the best answer I can give you on that is to go back and look at my 2 videos, both that talk about favorite characters to work with or favorite memories. Honestly, I can't pick 1 or 2 favorites. I had a blast with all of them. There were several that were a little more fun than others, but they were all fun. So, favorites, I'm terrible at. Am I excited for the new Star Wars film? Let's see. Here's my answer to that. Nope, not at all. I don't like Star Wars. Okay. Let's see. If I could work at any theme park in the world, where would I work? I've already worked there. That was Disney. I wouldn't mind working probably Disneyland, but again, There's so many good ones out there. But I've worked for some of the best, most definitely. What would happen if you put Stitch and Chip and Dale together? I don't even want to think about that. That would be crazy. Absolutely nuts. Let's see here. What do I think Dollywood's next coaster will be? I don't have any clue. I'm terrible about speculation like that. So, Screamscape.com is the place you want to go for speculation and rumors and possibilities. If you want to know what's coming up next, they're likely to have the best information out there. Favorite ride, Silver Dollar City? The steam train, of course. Let's see here. Did I ever see, you say the hotel room, Kirky asked, did I ever see the hotel room inside the castle? You mean the Cinderella suite. It was not a hotel room. It was not for sale. It was only awarded on very special occasions. I did not personally get to see it, but I had several friends who did get to see it, including a couple who got to walk through it and take pictures. But I never had the opportunity to. Met a couple families who got to stay in it, but that was as close as I got. Let's see. Austin Zamora, what do I think of the Last Jedi trailer? I don't know what to think yet. Honestly, every time I try to speculate on stuff like that, I end up totally wrong. So I will wait and see. Any chance of me live streaming a service for the people who would want to hear me preach? Actually, I do that already. And I'm trying not to promo my church, but if you want to hear me preach, if you look on Facebook, look for New Hope Church of Crane A/G. I think I've got that right. And we actually live stream every single one of our services on there, at least the sermon part of it. So if you really want to hear me preach for some weird reason, you can do that. That's where to do it. I may throw a link up on my Facebook fan page there for people who want to see it. I'm not preaching the next 2 Sundays. I've actually got guests both of them. But if you want to see some of my old sermons and stuff, they're up there. Let's see. Have I ever heard of the Disney shoe collection? Not offhand. That would be a new one for me. I don't know. Let's see. And my chat thing is jumping on me, so that's why I'm trying to get things. Let's see. Do I think they will close down Disneyland due to all the smoke in California? No. Keep in mind, California is a humongously huge state. California is 3 Missouris stacked one on top of the other. The fires right now are up in the northern third of the state. There's a few in Southern California, but they're nowhere near Disneyland. So no danger to Disneyland at all there. I have had friends that have been affected by the fires. In fact, I just read the other day it burned down Charles Schultz's old home, which is tragic. But no, Disneyland is just fine. Let's see. Daisuke is cool. Asks, my friend and I have been considering going on this weird road trip visiting a large amount of theme parks. Any suggestions? Forgetting money exists. Back in 2004, you'll hear me talk about that year a lot. That's when we moved from California to Florida. And we knew we were going to have to drive across the country. And so we planned our 4-day drive into a 2-week-long one, stopping at all the theme parks we could along the way. My wife didn't get to go because she was teaching, but along the way we stopped in Castles and Coasters in Phoenix and Cliffs in New Mexico, and stopped at one in Albuquerque and Silver Dollar City. That was my first visit there. Went to the Grand Canyon and Six Flags St. Louis, Dollywood, and Wild Adventures, and all sorts of others. So it can be done, depending upon how much time and how much money you want to go. It's a lot of fun to do it. I'd love to do it again. Let's see. And I'll just give you guys a heads up because I see several of you asking, what's your favorite this and that? I'm terrible at favorites. I try really hard not to answer those because there is never a short answer for it. What's my favorite show? I've got a ton. Somebody asked my favorite movie. I'm going to grab my webcam here so it's going to get shaky real quick. Ouch, sorry. See all that? That is my favorite movie. There you go. So picking just one doesn't happen with me. So, do I like pickles? Yes, I love pickles, especially dill. Don't like sweet. Oh, wow, you guys are getting way ahead of me. Have you ever seen the inner workings of any rides at Disney? Yes, in fact, I actually talked about getting evac'd on Splash Mountain. So I have seen that. I have seen the inside of Haunted Mansion. I have seen the inside of a couple others. Outside of the couple pictures I posted at Splash Mountain, I don't have any pictures behind the scenes because they don't allow them. But I have seen a couple. Let's see. Have you ever planned on the travel to go to any tourist railroads or steam locomotives? There are several I would love to do. We've done a couple. Most of the time we don't get to do them just because of budget. For most of my married life, we have been on tight budget. Without giving out any numbers, our income typically is right around the poverty line. So the fact we've been able to do all these trips has just been incredible. But yeah, usually it's been tough. Star Wars Land opening year or wait? Depends upon when you can go. Expect huge crowds, but if you can go slightly off season, that would be better. I want to go opening year. I'm fingers crossed, kind of hoping. Our church denomination has their big business meeting, opening year Star Wars Land, at the end of July, August. And so we'll see. I don't know if budget will let me go or not, but I'd love to. Have I been to Ark Encounter? No, I have not been there yet. I know where it is. It's about a day's drive to get there. I think it's like 10 to 12 hours. So I would love to go, but it's a long drive and it's expensive to get in. So let's see. Ex-grad night photographer here at Disneyland. Did I do any work during grad night as a photographer? Actually, I think I worked one out on the street. Other than that, somehow I really didn't do grad nights. I have no idea how I managed to avoid that. The one thing I do remember they did at Magic Kingdom was they did take one of the places, I want to say it was in Tomorrowland, and they filled the whole room up with soap suds, and then the photographers would get in there with covers on the cameras to try to take pictures. So I did see some of the test shots. I did actually help set up some of the test shots, but I never actually shot grad night except for the one night. And they would have a couple weeks of grad nights. So, Hershey or Six Flags? Can't comment because I haven't been to Hershey yet. At some point. Let's see. Used to make lye soap at Silver Dollar State. Saw me on the train. Ah, hi. Happy you like to see us. We had a good crew on the train there. We really did. If I miss your question, I'm sorry. My chat thing is bouncing a lot because there's a lot of questions there. Do I like Disneyland or Disney World better? Keep in mind, Disney World is 4 parks. Disneyland is 1. That being said, I do like Disneyland better than Magic Kingdom. Disneyland is Walt's Park. I love that. Let's see. Go to Wet n Wild in Sydney or the Gold Coast. Bunny Boo, I would love to go to Australia. And this holds true for Europe. It holds true for Canada and a lot of other places. I would love to get to all those parks, but there is absolutely no way my budget would allow it. Now, if somebody wants to sponsor me and pay for my plane tickets and things like that, I'll be there in a heartbeat. Would absolutely love to. But unfortunately, if I were to show you my account, you would probably wonder how on earth we pay our bills. I wish I could. Even things like the big Tennessee trip that we took this year, people might be surprised to know that we did that whole entire week in the Smokies with everything that we did on about $1,600 because I cashed in some favors and got some tips and discounts and things. So with a trip like to Australia, it's hard to get those kind of discounts. Josh Wafford, if Dollywood, no, I was at Silver Dollar City in Branson, not Dollywood. But if Dollywood ever did the robbery show again, what role would you play, conductor or robber? Typically, you do both. We would be conductor one day, and then we'd be a robber the next. So I had more fun as a robber, though. Am I the same in person as I am in the videos? This is from ReviewTube. I am probably a little more upbeat in the videos. You can't see it, but I'm wearing a grumpy shirt. There's reasons I wear the grumpy shirt. In particular, on Sundays or if I've had a long day, I do tend to get kind of irritable and cranky and grumpy. So I do have those moments. But really what you see on the screen, for the most part, is me. I don't put on a show. I'm not fake. But, you know, I'm not always happy and upbeat. There have definitely been a couple bloopers I've had to clip out. But Yeah, and especially with technology, if things aren't working, I get irritable and start slapping desk bunch and stuff. So I'm not always as happy, but you still see the real me. Have I ever been recognized in public now that I do YouTube? A few times. It may seem like I got a whole ton of people, but 25,000 is a drop in the bucket. I have had a few people recognize me and say hi. That's been a lot of fun. And if you do see me, please say hi. I would love to say hi to you. Don't be a stranger. But no, it hasn't been huge crowds or anything. RCD Gaming. Going to Cedar Point tomorrow? I'm jealous. The last time I was at Cedar Point was in 2002. So I don't have any clue about Cedar Point now. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be any help for you at all. It's a Saturday, so it may be a little bit crowded. Get there early. They're probably doing their Halloween stuff. If you're there early and you want to ride rides, you may be able to get them during the day, but it will be crowded at night. I promise you. Let's see. Name the cactus Bob. Okay. Let's see. Well, around the world. Yeah. I would love to go around the world. It's my 25th anniversary next year. I'd love to do something. Let's see. Don't mean to be mean, but how as a pastor did you and other pastors justify being a robber? Because it was a show. It's an act. It's all play and pretend. And I love acting. People didn't have to give us anything. We really didn't rob them, and most of the money that we were given went to charity. So I didn't have any problem at all portraying a robber. In fact, one of the things that made it so fun was because it was so radically different from what people expected as a pastor. So I have a blast that way. Didn't say anything there just fine. We didn't do anything that was not right. We'd tell some jokes, but so let's see. What do you need to do to work at Disneyland from YouTube? I have a whole video that says getting a job at Disney. It is a few years outdated because it tells about my experience, but start applying online. That's the first thing. They have a whole website called careers.disney.com, I believe is what it is. And start the process there, see what's opening, and start the applications. And they may do interviews online now. Let's see. I tend to get grumpy when my favorite roller coaster is broken down. Yep, breaks happen. Bunny Boo asks, can I do a blooper reel video? Watch the end of my videos. It's something I started doing about 3 months back as I started taking all my bloopers and putting them at the end of the videos. So if you don't watch the whole thing, you won't see them. I did blooper reels a couple times, and it was just very difficult to be able to go back through all the old videos and pull the clips out. It just took a huge amount of time. So I did do a couple, but if you want to see the bloopers, you got to watch the whole video. That's the best way to do it. I think a lot of people don't realize that I put bloopers at the end of most of the videos. Have I been to any Canadian parks? Well, no, because I haven't been to Canada. When is the next fan video? Actually, that's a good question, Iron Chef Cheesesteak. I have, at this point in time, I have one video clip from a fan telling their story. I would love to get more, and I know I haven't talked about it recently, but if you would like to do a video and talk about your stories interacting with cast members or employees, better yet, I would love if those of you who have worked at parks, if you want to tell your stories, some of your best ones, I'd love to be able to get those and compile them into another video and put that together as well. So, let's see. In fact, I'm actually not really related to that, but one thing I do want to talk about before we get too far in. One of the things I have noticed recently in my traffic pattern is I watch my stats and everything a lot, is I have noticed there have been some changes. One of the big things is that I'm not getting as much traffic from outside my subscribers. So you may have seen on my Facebook page, if you look at that at all, and if you haven't looked at my Facebook page, shame on you. One of the things I ask is if you are a viewer, and most of you have Twitter or Tumblr or Facebook or other things, if you enjoy my videos, pick a video that you really enjoyed, and underneath it, hit that share button and share it to something and spread the word. If you're on forums or Reddit or something like that, I would love if you all shared my videos. There are some things I want to do, but I have seen the traffic start to go down a little bit, and I'd love to see it grow so that way it could open up some more possibilities, like doing some of the travels. A lot of the travel we did this summer, the YouTube channel actually paid for it, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without it. So yes, all those Dollywood videos and the Six Flags Texas and Worlds of Fun, that was because you were watching the videos. So thank you for that, but please help spread the word too. There's my commercial for you. And let's see, I just saw a donation flash. There it is, Hulk Shooter. Thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I just saw something about ministry there, and I missed it. So again, I'm way behind on the questions now, so I'm sorry. No, I don't have a computer science background, but I was a computer technician at an elementary school for 2 years. So sorry, Cameron. May have confused that a little bit. Let's see here. Greeting in the middle of the night from Germany. If I knew how to say hello in German, I would. Let's see. Does Disney still sell old fur costumes at salsa sales? They didn't ever sell fur costumes when I worked there. Never, ever saw them. So I highly doubt it. That is not something Disney would allow outside of the parks. The general rule was if a fur costume was done, it got scrapped. Let's see. Have I been to Miracle Street in Panama City Beach, Florida? No. I have not been there, although I did get to ride the coaster that used to be there when it was at Cypress Gardens for a couple years. I did get to ride the Starliner when it was relocated. If I had a pet rock, I actually had a pet rock as a kid. There's a neat little snippet for you. RCD Gaming asks, what do I think of Steel Vengeance, the new Rocky Mountain version of Mean Streak? I'm trying to figure out a way to get to Cedar Point next year so I can go ride. I'm long overdue to get back there anyways, and that one has me wanting to go really bad. So I'm hoping. Austin Zamora asked if I would ride Time Traveler with him at Silver Dollar City. If we're there together, you bet I will. I'm looking forward to it. Would I work as a PhotoPass photographer again? Absolutely. Although I have heard that the job has changed quite a bit since I worked there. I don't know that they have the same freedoms that I had. I was really spoiled because I got in there early. I got to do stuff later on that other photographers didn't get to do. But I would love to do it again. I had the absolute ball. But there would be certain things that I would not want to do. Like quotas would not be my kind of thing. I'd want to do the job the way I used to do it. And I don't know if that would work anymore. So, let's see. Did I hear something in one of your videos about me having wooden nickels from different parks? I have one wooden nickel, and it actually came from Silver Dollar City. Silver Dollar City did a promo for a little while where they would give a few guests every day coming in a wooden nickel to give to an employee who had done a nice job or something special. And I got one of those wooden nickels. You could then take that wooden nickel up to Human Resources and turn it in for a prize. I didn't. I kept it. That's the only wooden nickel I have. Excuse me. Real Derpy Gamer, do I collect Funko Pops? I know about the new Figment Funko Pop. I'm hoping to get one. I don't generally collect them. I've got one, I think. But I haven't collected them, but there are some that I would definitely like. Typically, $20 is outside my budget on things like that. But for Epcot Figment, yeah, I want it. Somebody sent it to me. Oh, somebody just sent me. Oh, hey, Richard, how are you doing? Thank you so much for your donation. I think you sent me a donation. There we go. Saw the donation, didn't see the question. Canadian Pavilion at Epcot needs an update. Yep. How about a log ride hosted by the two Moose brothers with Brother Bear? Honestly, there was talk about that when I was there, about bringing the Brother Bruce. Yeah. About bringing the Moose from Brother Bear in. Because, yes, the movie needs to be redone, and it needs some sort of other attraction. I'd love to see him do something. Martin Short was cute in there, but it's time to do something else in there and update it. Let's see. Trying to keep up. I'm going backwards a little bit now. Harry Potter or Star Wars from Hulk Shooter? For me, it would have to be Star Wars, Keep in mind, Pastor causes some interesting issues with Harry Potter. I love the genre, but I am actually not all that familiar personally with Harry Potter, other than what I have gleaned and picked up from other people. So I can tell you who some of the characters are. I can tell you basics of the story. But yeah, I can't say I have a lot of personal experience with Potter. I'm sorry. Let's see. Does Disney get long-term employees while paying... How does Disney get long-term employees while paying a near minimum wage? The entry-level jobs are minimum wage. But you can work your way up, and in fact, a lot of the Disney executives have worked their way up over the years. When you get out of those jobs and up into management, you can make more money. It's not necessarily a great amount of money, but you can definitely make more money. They also get a lot of people who retire to work at Disney. So they've got another income already coming in. So that's how they do it. Whoa. I see. Cameron Tid, thank you so very much for the $20. Wow, that was very nice. Thank you. You don't have a question, so I'll have to try and keep an eye out for your name and see if you have one. But thank you. I'm blown away by your generosity there. Let's see. Do I collect perk maps? Jason, go back and watch my very first video on I collect a lot of stuff. And you will see my file cabinet there, which has 2 drawers that are full of park maps and brochures. Yes, I do. I will actually have a video coming up next week on other things I collect that are around my house. And then I'm going to go back and later on in the future and go more in depth on what's at the office. But yes, I absolutely do collect park maps. Love them. Got some old ones of parks that aren't even around anymore, like Circus World in Florida. Let's see. Hate Mean Streak at Cedar Point. Courtney, we used to call Mean Streak Mean Squeak. It was bad. I love the redo. It was overdue because it was a terrible coaster. Master of Everything. What Disney hotels have I stayed at? This might actually surprise you. I have stayed at exactly 1. And that was the Coronado Springs Resort. And we stayed there because the church denomination I worked at had youth convention at it every year. I visited most of the others, but I actually did not stay at them. We could get discounts if we wanted to stay at them, but I live 10 minutes away. So it was kind of like, why stay and spend the money when I could sleep in my own bed at night? So I never really did stay at them. I know, probably disappointing for you. Let's see. Wow, I'm so far behind in all these questions. Yeah, Cole Thompson, I understand about poverty line. I'm also a children's pastor. I don't think people realize that fully 70% of pastors have to work outside the church to pay their bills because most pastors don't make money. They see the few televangelists that do, and they're the extreme exception. Yeah, and they give the rest of us a bad name. Will I ever collab with Coaster Kids or Coaster Studios or any other YouTubes? I would dearly love to do collaborations. What I find with a lot of the other YouTubers is they are either completely unaware I exist, or we live so far away. I'm in the middle of nowhere, southwest Missouri, which means I'm not anywhere close to California, where a lot of them are, or a lot of the other Disney ones are in Florida. It's a good 2-day drive for me to get to any of them, or rather expensive plane tickets and lodging and boarding and everything else, which is a lot of money. I would love to do collabs. I hope that some will want to do them on, say, Skype or something at some point. But I have sent out a few collaboration requests and comments, and I have not heard back from anybody. So if you know some of these people, yes, I would love to do a collab with them. Let's see. Great places to visit around Silver Dollar City. Go to Branson. Lots of stuff. Lots of shows. I'm actually going to be riding the new Alpine coaster this week and hopefully checking Bigfoot as well. So check on those. Coming up in a couple weeks here. There's lots of stuff. If you watch the Park Tales, you'll see some Branson things pop up here and there. And you'll be seeing some more coming up, too. Willow around the world must be training them. Have I ever been to Disneyland? Go watch my video on the best park visit ever. Yes, I grew up going to Disneyland every few years. Love Disneyland. Have the latest Disneyland park maps have been intending to send me? Rochelle, Mail them already. Address is in my channel description and everything. I would love to have the new Disneyland park maps. Absolutely love them. Hulk Shooter, have I read Alice in Wonderland? Yes, I have. Long time ago. Austin Sanchez and others who have been talking about me being a favorite YouTuber, thank you. Honestly, I'm humbled. I never expected my channel to grow like this. It has really blown me away. In fact, there's 121 people watching me now. I thought I would have been real happy with 121 subscribers. So, thank you so much. Honestly, you guys bless me. Speedy Wheels, me and Brian Hull collabing would be amazing. I agree. Brian Hull's one of my favorite guys to watch. Love his stuff. Absolutely love his stuff. Yeah, Bunny Boo, if you've got Skype and stuff, we could probably do a collaboration at some point. Love to see your channel, too. I would love to be able to get videos from you guys to be able to incorporate, too. So, oh, I just had something. Mitchell Henry, Kansas City is a neat city. Worlds of Fun is a great park. I was really pleased with it when we were there. So, what do I like about living in the Midwest versus the East or West Coast? I love the fact that here I have 4 seasons. Florida was always summer. California was pretty mild. We get snow and we have summer and beautiful fall. Beautiful area around here. Just gorgeous. Like the people. People are very friendly here. East and West Coast, people could be very interesting. So, by the way, for a couple of you, I'm noticing filter messages. I do have filters on here, so if you're putting in curse words or trying to say something rude, it's going to catch it and kick it off. So, yeah, you may not be able to get some of that through. But, yeah, if anybody knows Brian Hull, because I see several of you commenting, send him a note, tell him to do a collab with me. I didn't hear back from him. Let's see. Okay. A couple of you are asking questions about Disneyland again. Got it. Don't see money. I'll keep looking. If you're wanting to donate to me, there's a couple different things you can do. One, you'll see a dollar bill thing below the chat thing here. That's called Super Chat, and it allows you to donate straight through YouTube. The other thing you can do is you can actually go over to Patreon, follow the link in my description, and YouTube will take a portion out of what you give. Patreon, almost everything goes to me. And you can actually set up Patreon to give just once a month if you want. Just set up how much you want to donate, because I have it set up per video. Just put it for how much you want to donate, and then mark it as that is your max amount per month, and it'll work that way. Am I going to do a road trip around the European parks? It'd be kind of hard to drive across the ocean first. Money, Chris. So, oh, let's see. I would love to go to some of these places. It's all money. Yeah, so anytime, I'll take all these questions. Are you going to visit? Are you going to come? Money is the answer. Or rather, the lack of money. The answer to almost all of those is I would love to. Trust me, I would really love to, but I can't afford it. So, states like, or visits like that are rare. How many states have I been to? 32, I believe, at last count. Somewhere around there. So, let's see. So basically, I'm kind of skipping over all the, if you are, would you visit and things like that, because I think I've covered that. So if you're asking, am I ever going to, will I visit, will I do that? I've answered that. If you want me to visit, send me the money. Okay, trying to get my camera adjusted because, you know, this is kind of chopping my head off. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, by the way, Richard mentioned being a patron is a great way to show my appreciation. My patrons do get certain perks. I do have a behind-the-scenes video that you can get if you're a certain level there. The other thing that my patrons get is they actually get the link to most of my videos at least a few hours early and sometimes a day or two early. So if you want early access to my videos, Patreon's a good way to do that. Mark Nelson Movies. Not a question, but wanted to say hi. Hi! Let you know you got to be a train conductor at Clark's Trading Post in New Hampshire for the last month of the season. It's just fun being a conductor. It really is. Goomba 1000, how do you ask a question? You just did. Type your question into that chat, and if I see it and I'm not overwhelmed, I'll catch it. It's hard for me to catch all of them. Have I ever been to Dorney Park? Yes, I got to go to Dorney back in 2001. Steel Force was awesome. That whole 2001 trip where we had the really bad day at Cedar Point, Dorney Park was actually the next stop. Our ultimate goal was to get down to Knoebels for an event in October called PPP, the Phoenix Fall Fun Fest. And we did several things around that, too. So, that, yes, I have been to Dorney. Mr. Red Eyes, meeting you is on my bucket list. Oh, I hope you have more exciting things than meeting me on your bucket list. I'd love to meet you, but I don't think I'm that special. But, hey, I'll do it. Just let me know if you're in a convenient place, and I'll be happy to. Your family, you should visit the Natural Bridge near Clinton, Arkansas. I have actually been there. I didn't get any pictures. I drove past it. My family roots, and boy, the camera's just really bugging me. Sorry, guys. My family roots are actually down in southeast Arkansas. If I go back for my grandmother on back, Fordyce and Bairden, there's a lot of relatives and ancestors buried down there. Can you see some of the photos in the back? Actually, most of these photos behind me have been in the videos at some point. And I'm going to knock my printer over. This is my office area. But, let's see. Kind of let you... This one I know has been in a video. This is an old one. This is actually my son and daughter on Kumba down in Florida. That was his first big coaster. This is the Martins at Silver Dollar City with me on American Plunge. Nope, more proof that I'm a Star Wars fan. Fantastic Caverns over here down in Florida. Let's see, got one hiding. That's Outlaw Run. So a lot of these, yeah, knocked over stuff. A lot of these have actually popped up in my camera. Do I use for my videos? I shoot on a Nikon D3200. That is actually the video part of it. For sound, I happen to have it here. This is actually my sound recorder. It's a Zoom H1, and depending upon what I'm doing, I will have a couple different things. I've got a Sony lapel mic, which I will use sometimes, but I'm starting to move away from that a little bit because I just picked up a boom microphone that I now have set up in my office to be able to give me, hopefully, better quality sound. Let's see. Have I ever thought of trying to go to cons? I don't know why I'd want to go to a prison, except maybe to visit the prisoners, but... I've actually been to a Comic-Con up in Kansas City. VidCon's extremely expensive for me to go to, and I'm not sure how much I would get out of them, to be honest. I'd like to go. Again, money. Captain Morgan, thank you so much for praying for us in the Bahamas during the hurricane. You bet we've been praying. I know there's still a lot of damage between the Bahamas, the other Caribbean islands. Puerto Rico is in terrible shape still. I'll be honest, even Florida, first time I think I've actually underestimated what a hurricane would do in Florida instead of overestimating. Please keep the people in prayer there, including Houston. There's still a lot of cleanup to go on down there. Again, donate through Convoy of Hope and keep them in prayer. Kenobi Lake, I've heard great things about. If I could build my own park, would I take the chance? And what type of park would it be? Disney style or Cedar Fair? It would cost about $1 billion to build the kind of park I would want to build. So I doubt I would. And it would be more Disney-ish. More Disney-ish. Let's see. Esteban, thank you so much for your $5 donation. I appreciate it. You guys are being really generous tonight. You're going to make me cry. I'm not allowed to cry online. But thank you. Can I show my dogs, please? I got one here. Ginger, come here. Come here. Yeah. Okay. There's Ginger. Do. Wiggle around. Say hi. Come here, Sealy. Sealy's kind of looking at me like, I don't know. I don't know if she's going to come over to me. Ginger is a puggle. Come here, Sealy. Oh, hey, she will. Come here. And then, this is the really stupid one. You say your name and she runs in circles. This is Sealy. She's a Pomeranian. Hi. Okay. Let's see. Why did I leave Silver Dollar City? That's actually a good question, Jonathan. Basically, I was working in Silver Dollar City as my paid job at the time, working full-time. And the school year was approaching, and having been a teacher in the past and wanting to be more active in the community, the school asked me if I would substitute teach at it. And I said, sure, love to be able to substitute teach and help you out. And so I went to Silver Dollar City and said, hey, the school's wanting me to substitute teach. I can make more money in a day substitute teaching and walk to the school than I can driving 35, 40 minutes to Silver Dollar City. So can you guys bump me down to part-time, give me the weekdays off so I can substitute, and I'll work on the weekends? And they told me no. I said, nope, I was signed to a full-time contract, have to work full-time. And I said, well, guys, I'm going to choose the money and help my community. So that's why I quit Silver Dollar City. Left on good terms. Every now and then I actually get somebody asking if I would go back. The only reason I have not gone back to Silver Dollar City is because they would need me to work on Sundays, and I can't do Sundays. Otherwise, I would have been working at the cave or something else now. So, would I consider taking a trip to Mexico? I have actually been to Mexico several times. I've been to Tijuana and a couple other border towns, and I've been further in once too. So yes, I love Mexico. Yo hablo español. No hablo muy bien, pero un poquito. So, I've also been to Costa Rica and Colombia as well. Goomba, you want to ask a question privately? The best way to do so. You can either send a message on my channel homepage, you can go to the Facebook page and send me a message that way, or you can send me an email to SirWillow@gmail.com. SirWillow@gmail.com. So there's 3 different ways you can send me a message privately. Let's see. Did I buy a lodge skillet that said Pigeon Forge 2017? No, I didn't. We didn't have budget. I ate 1 meal in Dollywood. Let's see. Will I do more of my annoying guest impressions? I actually have a video that I have shot 3 times now with the most annoying dumb guest I ever had, along with several others. And every single time the video has not come out well. Got it all filmed, got home, started to edit it, and it just didn't work. So I am going to get this filmed again at some point, hopefully in the not-too-distant future. And yes, you will see the stupid guest again at that point. Yeah, because I have not told the story yet of the worst guest I ever dealt with. So yes, Mark Hoffman, I will at some point. Let's see. Hulk Shooter, yes, I got the Audio-Technica ATR 6550. Hey, he's been watching my stuff. I did actually post a picture of the boom mic on my Facebook page. Let's see. Have any of the park executives ever responded to me about my YouTube channel? Believe it or not, I actually have had one. 2. I'm sorry, I've had 2. Holiday World sent me a couple notes thanking me for mentioning them in videos. And I've been acquainted with the PR director at Holiday World, Paula Wern, for years. Actually spent a whole day with her son going around the park. And so, yes, they have mentioned me. I'd love to get out to Holiday World again, too. I'm overdue. But other than that, no. I'm small fry. 25,000 subscribers may sound like a lot. But when you compare me to, say, Tim Tracker or Thingamavlogs, who are up around 1 million or more, you can tell I'm really small. And even they don't really get noticed by the park executives a whole lot. So I don't expect very much there. How did I come up with the dog names? I didn't. My daughter named Ginger, and the other one we got already named. What is the opinion of the Kentucky Rumbler? I have not been on it. So, can't say. Thank you for all the good comments about my dogs. If I had 3 frogs, you could have magical powers. Okay, one would have to build roller coasters. One would have to build a theme park. Okay. I don't know on that one. That would be that's the kind of question my daughter would love, Swedish Shoe. She'd come up with all sorts of stuff for you there. Master of Everything. Can I make videos about any emergency situations at parks while working? I have basically already mentioned anything close to an emergency situation I've dealt with. I really didn't get too many. So when you look for the videos that say that's not supposed to happen is one. And when things go wrong and there's a couple things like that, those will talk about those. But I really didn't have any major emergencies while I worked, which was really nice. Let's see. Will I pray for your local parish, St. Mark's Episcopal? Absolutely. Definitely. Have I been to Idaho? My uncle actually lived in Boise for a long time. So, yes, I have been to Idaho, but I have not been to Silverwood. Let's see. Mention like, oh, okay, I'm missing some things here. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to jump around. Like I said, there's so many things. I'm trying to tell you the story and then look at the chat. So if I missed your question, I'm sorry. How would I rate Dollywood? I loved Dollywood. Absolutely loved it. Great, great park in every way. There's a good reason I did 2 videos on it. Yes, love Dollywood. Let's see. If you missed it, would I repeat my answer? Do I know anything about native bees of the USA? I know that their sting hurts. And I'm not allergic to them. I don't know a whole lot about bees. My wife loves honey, but I couldn't tell you very much on them. Sorry, Nico. Hopefully I got your name right, too. Caitlin, or sorry, Kitty. Admire my positively and cheerful atmosphere. I do try to make it a point to do that with my videos. I figure we have enough negative crud in the world. I don't want any of that, so I try to keep my videos positive, and I do that on purpose. So thank you very much for noticing. Let's see. Bunny Boo, I'm very grateful that we've been able to pray for you. Get out of the depression. I know, easier said than done. We are continuing to pray for you. I actually have you on a prayer list here at home. So, how does Google Pay? Do they contact you to say they're paying you, or does a surprise check show up? This is actually a good question, Captain Morgan. YouTube gives you an option to monetize your videos. Once you've gotten 10,000 views on your channel, then you can start monetizing them. And that it's basically an option that you can switch on. YouTube will then start putting advertisements on it. You have to set up what's called an AdSense account, and that then takes the money from the commercials and directs it into that account, and then you set up a direct deposit and they pay you once a month. Typically 3 weeks after the month has ended. So it's not a surprise check. I actually know how much I earn and when I earned it and everything else. But have I been to El Paso? Out in the West Texas town. Yes, I have, actually. Drove through it a few times when we lived in Texas. Casey Hill, thank you so very much for your generous gift. I appreciate it. You guys have spoiled me tonight. You really have. So thank you, Casey. Pocket Socket, hi. I'm happy you enjoy the videos. Billy Strong, if I get 1 million viewers, I wouldn't be as cordial as I am. Yes, I would. This is actually one thing I'm honestly confident of, is if I had 1 million people watching my videos, I would still be me. I have had opportunities to do huge stuff. Back when I was in college, we did a big thing at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, did the Straw on the beach, and we literally shut the park down because we had so many crowds out there. I'm not one that is excited about fame and fortune and being famous and popular and things like that. So the 1 million viewers, it would have me excited because I would be able to do a lot more traveling and a lot more fun stuff like that, but I would still be me. It wouldn't, I'm confident it wouldn't change my personality. So, oh, okay. And Sweet Shoe, you didn't bother me. It's okay. I know I didn't say the whole question. I'm trying to keep up with so much. So don't apologize. You're fine. I'm sorry I don't have an opportunity to give you a real good answer because I don't know how I would do it. Let's see. Okay, so Casey Hill, I guess, may be trying to ask a question. Yeah, if you type in the chat thing, it'll put your question there. Notice I skipped Kevin Huffman's question about why I think Huff is the greatest train robber of all time. Huff is nuts. He's insane. Stay away from him. And all you kids at Robertson Elementary, I am so sorry. No, Kevin Huffman's one of the guys who used to rob with me. Love the guy to death. And he can actually tell you what state you're from just by the way you talked. So, Huff, what do you think about, well, so, okay. If you ever want to see somebody crazy out on the train still, go on a day when Huff is out there robbing. Hulk Shooter, happy to be able to pray for your dad. If I could only go to Disney parks or only all other parks. Ooh. The one you choose lets you go to those parks for free. I would probably choose Disney. Although that's a really tough choice. All other parks, because that would include then Busch and Universal and the Hershey parks. And I don't know. I may have to go with the others. That's a tough choice, Amalgamation. I would have to think about that one a long time. Scariest thing that happened to me at a park. Huff. There. When you are robbing a train, or when you're a conductor on the train, you have to come up to Huff robbing you. It's scary. Ad block, I honestly don't know if that affects my income or not. So, couldn't tell you, Anonymous. Any tips for future Disney cast member going for college program? Watch my videos on how to be a Disney cast member, preserving the magic, things like that. I can't tell you much about college programs specifically, because for me, they were just other cast members working with me. I didn't see the behind-the-scenes stuff with them. So, how many total views am I up to for my entire channel? I believe it's like 2.7 million now, I think. Something like that. Coaster Completer, I help with the depression. Let's see. And it just jumped on me in the middle of it. You have a positive vibe. Thank you so much. I'm happy. I'm happy that I helped put a smile on so many people's faces. That's a blessing to me. Favorite Disney World cast member costume? I couldn't even begin to guess, Dustin. There's some good ones there, and there's some terrible ones. Caleb, when it gets 90 degrees, do the Silver Dollar City conductors get to take off their vests? We used to. I don't know if they still do or not. We would actually have to get garters to be able to hold up the sleeves, but yes, we would get to ditch the vest that way, which was really nice because those black vests were hot. Have I been to Universal? Yes, I've been to all the Universal parks in the United States. Do I think Larson can win the Cup this year? Ooh, my hometown boy. I actually lived in Elk Grove for 3 years, something like that. Never got to meet Kyle's family, but I would like to see him win the Cup. Him or Martin Truex. I'm excited about both of them winning because, you know, Larson because he's young. Truex has had it coming for a long time. So very excited. Favorite holiday at Disney? Christmas. Easy. Love Christmas time. Hi, Cara Watson from Ireland. Happy to have you. Do I watch home renovation shows? I used to. I don't have very much time to watch TV anymore. But I used to love watching home renovation shows. Leaves on the Willow Tree. Or the Willowers. I don't know. That's interesting nicknames. I'd love to see what kind of nicknames you guys would come up for my viewers. If I ever get to 500,000 subs, would I go and do YouTube full-time? Good question, Jonathan. My full-time job is always going to be the church and pastoring. YouTube may be the paid job. If I were at that, it would be the one giving the money. But my priority is always going to be ministry and serving people and trying to bless people and doing that. So that will always be first. But I have no problem with YouTube being right alongside it. So, and I've got about 8 minutes left. So, let's see. Have I ever taken a Disney cruise? Actually, watch my thing on I Was on TV, and it will answer that question for you. That was on just this last week. So, what are some of my Christmas traditions? Ooh, I've got a bunch of them. That would take a long time. Long time. So, sorry. I would have to do a whole video on that, and I don't want to finish the whole thing with that. Send me the question on Facebook, and I can answer it better that way. Love your kids with disabilities videos, especially since you have mild cerebral palsy. Makes me smile to see how well people are treated. That's from Cara Watson. I love those kinds of stories and videos. Somebody at the very beginning asked me about how do I remember all these things. And that's actually an area that I know I have forgotten a lot because we would see people with special needs several times a day. And these years later, they all kind of blend, and I've forgotten a lot of them. And the Make-A-Wish specifics, I wish I could remember more of those specifically. They were easily the highlight for what we were doing. Let's see. Favorite NASCAR driver was Jeff Gordon. Now it's Kyle Larson, probably. Vision impaired. Thank you, Mac User, for watching. Bunny Boo's just pushing for me here, which I really appreciate. Do my fans know my nickname is Nomeo? Okay, Huff, I got something for you here. Where is it? Where is it? This was a gift from my wife. So there you go, Huff. That'll put a big smile on your face. Anonymous, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Gold Ranger, Kenseth fan. I like Matt Kenseth. Yep. There's a lot of drivers I like, but let's see. How would you call to the church ministry? For me, it was kind of a gradual thing. I thought I saw myself as a teacher. High school history is actually what I saw myself, but always volunteering in the church, and it just kind of gradually grew. I went to a Christian college where they trained a lot of ministers and pastors, so it wasn't a big stretch that way. So, Nico, I'm not sure what you're apologizing for, but it's okay. You're forgiven. Did we ever, Alexander Kraut, did we ever go to the parks during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween? My family did not. I worked at it a few times, and so that was my exposure. I would have loved to go, but cast members really didn't get much of a discount on that either. So we didn't spend the money on it because we didn't have a lot of extra money. Have I heard Dollywood's Great Pumpkin Luminites? The pictures I have seen of it are incredible. I'm kind of hoping Silver Dollar City tries to do something similar. Some very neat stuff. Let's see. Can you message me through YouTube? Absolutely. If you go to my main channel page, so just click on my name and take you to the main channel page, there should be an option there to message me. And you can do it that way. Willowettes. Yeah, what about the guys? That's good. But yes, you can always send me a message through the YouTube channel. You can email me at sirwillow@gmail.com or send me a message on the Facebook page. Any of those. Favorite Disney restaurant? Tough choice. I actually mentioned it in the resorts one, though. And that's Chef Mickey's. I had a ball. I actually need to tell some stories about when I worked at Chef Mickey's, because I had some funny stuff there. What religion are you in? Christian. I am an Assemblies of God pastor, but priority, I'm Christian. Would I want to be a caricature? Yes. In fact, my daughter was actually supposed to do a sort of a caricature icon for me that I could use on the channel and try and do some artwork for shirts and stuff. And it hasn't happened. So for the 96 people that are still with me, if somebody wants to do a caricature or some artwork that we could then put on shirts and hats and mugs and things like that, I would love to be able to do that. And I'll probably give you credit somewhere for it. I can't promise to pay you for it, but if somebody wants to do it just free and see our work out there, I'd love to. Somebody, let's see, I just wasted an hour of my life uploading a vid. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, Evan. Yeah, I know. When you start off, it stinks when YouTube does stuff like that. Joseph Perotti, can I forgive me for not having been to a church since Easter? Absolutely. I don't need to forgive you for that. Now, you might want to talk to God on that one. Okay. Bye, Coaster Completer. What are my kids taking up in college? My son is a film major. My daughter is an art major. Dustin, I absolutely will keep a clean channel, always. Please buy that Funko Pop for me. All I ask, show on a video. If I get that Funko Pop in the mail, it will definitely be shown in a video. Absolutely. So 3 AM Paranormal, thank you so much for the $15 gift. If I have not found out that somebody else got one for me, I will be more than happy to do that. I don't know if a couple people, I had 2 people say that they may buy it for me, but I don't know if they have or not. So I'm kind of waiting to see. But send me a message directly, and I'll talk to you about it. Okay? Let's see. No, I had not heard about John Sanger. I missed that. Thank you. Do I think Michael McDowell and Trevor Bayne represent Christians well in NASCAR? I don't know. I could probably go on for that one for a little while. Yes and no. There are things that they're like for, but Trevor Bayne, he's a nice kid. He's not a great driver, and I know that a lot of drivers get irritated with that. So, I need to do a shirt with 10 things not to give a Robert. That would be a good idea. So, not going to have a picture of me driving a train unless somebody lets me drive another train, because conductors took care of the cargo, not the engine. So, trying to wrap up. Did I ever run into Swoozie? I have no clue. Disney World had 55,000 cast members. So think about that number. You basically knew the people in your department that you worked with directly, and you didn't have any clue who anybody else was. So it's very possible I ran into Swoozie several times and didn't know it. So, can I message me a photo of myself full body? Boy, Bunny, that sounds almost weird. There are actually some pictures on my YouTube or on my Facebook page. Shots that way that may work. When's the next live chat? I don't know. I will try and let you know, but I'll see. Okay. Do I have a P.O. box? I do have my mailbox address on there. I don't have a P.O. box because where I am at, it's a drive down to the post office. I'm in a little dinky town. My mailing address is on the channel. It's actually on the description of almost all my videos, though not this one. So you can send it that way. If you really need a P.O. box, Captain Morgan, let me know, and I can get you the church P.O. box. It's P.O. Box 37, and then the same city and everything else. Jeff Long, yes, I have just. I would love to create a T-shirt. I've actually got a shop set up, but I have nothing to put on it yet. Once I get some logos to put on some shirts and things, then yes, I would definitely create a T-shirt. I'd love to have ideas for that. So, and I'm at my 1 hour mark. So, Bunny Boo, yes, I know what Asperger's is. I've actually got a couple friends with it. So, but I'm going to need to Ooh, there goes my whole screen scrolling. I am going to need to wrap up. But yes, I am very familiar with Asperger's and other special needs. Thank you guys so much for watching. I got 105 of you on right now, and some of you have been so giving. I'm very blessed. Have fun doing trunk or treat. Our town's doing trunk or treat on Saturday the 28th. We are excited about it. Our church is going to be out there giving away all sorts of candy and stuff. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you. Closeout donation. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, I am so blessed with all of my viewers. Willow Squires and Willow Knights. Interesting. Austin, no, I am not near Carthage. I'm in Stone County. I can tell you that much. So, but it has been a lot of fun. I'm so blown away that so many people would love to come and watch me and chat with me. So I'll be in the chat for a little bit after the video's wrapped up. But thank you guys so much for everybody watching and participating and sharing the videos. Again, please share it out there as much as you can. I'm looking for more places to advertise and get the word out too. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm blessed. Have a wonderful night, everybody.